Hello, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can use your own buildings in our PCG generator. So let's start right now. Imagine you have some prepared buildings. To use them inside our graph, we need to create an actor. And now let's open it. Also, let's add static mesh component. Here you need to select and set your mesh. Now we got this, so let's save our blueprint and test in the level. As you can see, it's working out. Make sure it's properly located on the landscape. If it's not, you can just adjust the mesh position inside the blueprint. Now we need to mark the bounds for our model. We'll use a spline for that, so add spline component and place it like that. You can change the point type to liner if you want to. And now simply outline the model like this. Also press closed loop at the end. So we're almost done. The last thing you do is add a tag to a spline. It should be named bonds. And finally, we're done with the blueprint, but we still need to do some preparations. Navigate to the PCG folder and drag PCG test to the level. By default, it will show you one of our buildings. Let's open the graph. There are only a couple of nodes, so it will not take much time. Firstly, select the spawn actor node and change the actor class to your newly created one. Then you need to do the same with the node. As you can see, it has already spawned this mesh. Now it's time to adjust its bounds here. So press D and you can visualize them. As you can see, the bounds are too small for this building, so play with values here to adjust it to the proper size. Looks perfect. Press D one more time to stop visualizing it. Finally, press D again to the spline sampler node to check if it works properly. If you see something like this, then everything is good. Okay, we've done all the preparations and now we are ready to open our main spawn ruins graph. There are 10 groups of nodes which represent each building of this graph, and you can change some nodes of the existing one or you can create a new group. And let's create a new one. Select all nodes inside, including this small one, and duplicate them. Then connect to the surface sampler node to this small one. Now duplicate one of these nodes and make these connections. We need an input for extends modifier node, and we should take it from density filter from the lastest block of nodes. And now the hardest part, there are extends modifier nodes in almost every block. We need to take output from every single one of them and join it to the difference node below. Be careful and try to not make any mistakes. Finally, take the output from this projection node and connect it to the same difference node. And of course, we need to replace some nodes from this block. You can just copy nodes from the task graph as I am doing right now. With a density filter, you can adjust the amount of buildings that spawn. Be aware that all the filters above are dependent on each other, so you may need to play with all of them. Finally, we are done with it, so we can drag and drop PCG to the level. I can already see it worked. Let me do the adjustments. Here we go, everything works properly as intended. Let me quickly test it with the rod. And of course, it worked. Lastly, let's open the spawn SAM graph. Here we copy these nodes. In the get spline data node, replace the current actor with the new one. Connect the spline sampler to the projection node. And that's all. We can now use it. As you can see, sand spawns where it's supposed to be. That's all for today. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Good luck!